Hi, I'm Rick Farber and we're here to do a look on our model inspired by Reese Witherspoon. We're going to do a soft upswept chignon, and let's go ahead and get started. What I've done now is got her hair slightly damp and I'm putting a little setting lotion in her hair just to thicken it up a little bit so as I blow dry it she'll have some volume. She's got very fine hair, so we want to build that up just a little bit. And now we're ready to begin blow drying. I don't use any brushes for this, just rough dry to dry the products on the hair. You want to get a little bit of lift in her crown, so where I've got the product I'm concentrating a little bit of heat and I just rough my fingers across it, so I'm getting a little bit of bounce to start with. We don't want a lot, we don't want big hair, but we do want to have some volume. A little help to give it some shape. Okay, and when you feel like it's dry, you move on. The next thing we're going to do, I'm going to give it a real light spray with a thickening spray all over. Let it just dry quickly on its own. I'm going to take a large barrel iron, really hot, and I'm going to hit the ends with it so I just get a little bit of spiral, a little bit of movement. As I turn the hair and twist it into the chignon, it's going to have a nice grab. It's going to give a nice full shape. Okay, so now we're going to switch back quickly and work on her bangs for a minute. I'm going to take a blow dryer and set them and just give it a slight little bend because they're very straight and they pop up here. And after you finish bending, you just want to secure it for a while. Take a pin and just let that sit as it cools. Now we're going to move on and work on the crown. So I'm going to take a very small brush. You can use a comb, whatever's comfortable for you to work with that you can get into this small space. And you want to just very lightly back comb the roots. Once you do, just push them out of the way. Just lift the hair, put the brush in, push down, that much. We're not making big hair, we're just giving it a little foundation. Really 3 sections should be good for this. Now we're going to move on to create the chignon. I want a mid-head shape. You really want to stand back and look at your profile, decide what's best. This look is really about height and moving up. Your elastic, I like to use the bungee cord type where it just hooks and you wind it. You can adjust your tightness easily and it's much easier to get in on a pony. If you're not using one of these, try and get one without the metal band. So there, we start at that. And then I'll go back and pull a little bit out. It's not so tight. You want to break your ponytail into smaller little sub pieces that you start shaping and forming and creating movement. She's very fine haired, so we're going to do a little bit of back combing on the pieces so that they stay together when you turn them. You just start building from here. Take your sections, secure them, and put a pin, and then you move on. When you do your back combing, try and do it to the underside of the surface so that your outside stays clean. You don't need very much. As I'm doing it right now, I'm just making one loop. I take each piece, I do a little back combing, I place it, I decide where you need fullness, and then I pin it in the middle of that section, right down to the base. So we're working on our last piece now. I'm just going to finish creating the shape as I lay this one over and get that nice full bun. Tuck this pin up. It's important to focus when you're doing this on the color of your pins. She's a blonde, so clearly we need to hide these. We want to use the lightest color we can. And now I'm just going to go in. I've taken the pin curls out. I'm going to finish her bangs. We've got a nice little bend. I want to brush through that, start smoothing it, so that when we put our spray in our product, we can just sweep that across her forehead. I'm just going to take a little polishing cream and give it a nice shine. And here she is with her finished look. Enjoy.